d'amour ou d'amitié, of love or of friendship. Bonjour, bonjour! I'm Kashi and this is Let Us Learn French, where we make French a little bit easier and a lot less confusing. One of the best ways to learn a language is to immerse yourself in it. Talking to native speakers, watching movies or TV shows, listening to music. But this is often easier said than done. For example, a lot of the songs that we listen to are not actually that simple. Sometimes there's some slang words that if you're just learning the language at school, you might not learn. Or sometimes they just don't say the full word. For example, even in English, you could have the sentence, I'm gonna go to bed. That's not something people learn at school. They usually learn I am, and they usually learn going to go, not gonna go. So when you're learning by yourself or at school, and you're learning I am going to go to bed, and then you listen to a song and it's like, I'm gonna go to bed, you're like, what? And the same thing happens in other languages, including French. But you probably also like to just listen to songs in the language that you want to learn. It would be better if you could understand it, but it's definitely fun. This is why we are starting this new series where we break down songs and explain the lyrics to hopefully make the lyrics and the song less confusing and make learning French more fun in general. Today we'll listen to D'amour ou d'amitié by Celine Dion, or Celine Dion. And we'll start with the title, D'amour ou d'amitié means of love or of friendship. I really love this song, especially for learning French, because a lot of the verbs are actually in the present tense, which is the first tense that you will probably learn when you're learning the language. So you can understand at least part of the song pretty early on in your language learning journey. But today you'll actually understand all of it. One last thing before we start, there are two terms that I actually want you to know about songs. And the first one is refrain, and that's chorus, and couplet, which is verse. So un refrain, un couplet. You might hear me say that from time to time. I will also be linking videos up here and in the description below at different points during the video. If I know I have explained this concept before in greater detail in another video, I will link it so you can go and learn more about it if you want to. If you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up and let's go! Il pense à moi, je le vois, je le sens, je le sais. The first thing that we notice here is that the verbs are in present tense. Pense, voit, sent, sait. Je pense, I think. Je vois, I see. Je sens, I feel. Je sens could also be I smell, but here it's I feel. And je sais, I know. But then we also have the word le. Je le sens, je le sais. And here, le is not an article like it would be in le refrain, the chorus. Here, le is un pronom complément. And it is actually used to replace what is called le COD, complément d'objet direct, direct object complement. To know what the COD is, we ask the question what or who, quoi ou qui. So here, for example, I know. I know what? I know it. So it becomes the COD. So je sais quelque chose, something. So that something becomes the COD, and we can replace that COD by le. Or it could be la if it was feminine, but here it's quelque chose. Je le sais. So just like in English, it would be I know something, I know it. In French, it would be je sais quelque chose. Je le sais. If you don't know what a COD is, that's okay. I have a video about COD and COE, complément d'objet direct and complément d'objet indirect, and I'll link it up there and in the description below. Let's continue. Et son sourire ne ment pas quand il vient me chercher. Just like in English, it and he are conjugated the same way. He is, it is. It's the same in French. He, she, and it are third person singular. I'm saying that because here there are two conjugated verbs mentir, ment, and venir, vient. But these have two different subjects. It's not just one person doing the lying and the coming. One person lies and one person is coming. So what it's saying here is son sourire ne ment pas, his smile does not lie, quand il vient me chercher, when he comes to pick me up. So it's not the smile that's coming to pick me up. When the guy comes to pick me up, when he comes to pick me up, his smile does not lie. Il aime bien me parler des choses qu'il a vues, du chemin qu'il a fait. So let's take the first part. Again, we have a pronom complément here, but here it replaces the COI and not the COD. So to know what the COI is, instead of asking the question quoi ou qui, what or whom, we ask the question à qui, à quoi, de qui or de quoi. So here the question would be parler à qui, talking to whom, à moi. À moi is the COI, so we can replace à moi with me. Me parler. Il aime bien me parler. Des choses qu'il a vues. Notice that vu is written V-U-E-S. That seems a little bit weird, right? Because you probably learned that it's V-U. Il a vu. By the way, this one is passé composé. Il a vu. But why is there ES? So again, this is about COD. So if you have not watched this video, maybe you can watch it right now and come back to this later, or watch it after this video. But when the COD is placed before the verb, and here the verb is voir, a vu, in le passé composé. So if the verb is in the passé composé, and if the COD is placed before the verb, then on accorde le verbe avec le COD. So we conjugate the verb based on the gender and number of the COD. So here, what is the COD? Again, we ask the question quoi, qui, what, who, and the verb is voir. Il a vu quoi? Or il a vu qui, but here it's il a vu quoi? Des choses, things. And des choses, we know it's plural, des choses, but if it was singular, we would say une chose. So that's how we know it's feminine. Des choses, so it's feminine, plural, which is why we add ES at the end of a vu, at the end of vu. So if it was il a vu des choses, a vu is passé composé, but it would be VU because the COD des choses is placed after the verb. It's only when it's placed before the verb and the verb is passé composé that we accorde. Okay, so not just passé composé. There are other tenses as well, but we'll keep it simple here and say passé composé out of the common tenses that you'll probably learn. So what I mean is when it's in the present tense and when it's in the future, you would still keep it as VU. Instead of des choses, if it was des amis, masculine, then it would be VUS. Des amis qu'il a vu, VUS. If it was une chose, then it would be une chose qu'il a vu, VUE. And if it was un ami qu'il a vu, then it would only be VU because un ami, that's masculine singular. I hope I didn't confuse you more. Let me know if that made a little bit more sense in the comments below. Let's keep moving. Du chemin qu'il a fait et de tous ses projets. So, du chemin qu'il a fait, it basically means the road or the path that he took. I know that fait or the verb faire is to make, but in this case, he didn't make the road unless he's like a civil engineer or something. Do civil engineers make roads? Or do they just like tell people how to make roads and then other people do it? It doesn't matter. The next sentence is je crois pourtant qu'il est seul et qu'il voit d'autres filles. So pourtant, that's however, and here it's used in the middle, je crois pourtant que. I think however that is doing something. But it could also be used at the beginning of the sentence, pourtant je crois qu'il est seul. However, I think that he's alone. Qu'il voit d'autres filles, basically that he's seeing other girls or that he's dating other girls. I think maybe dating is a little bit too official, but like, yeah, he's seeing other girls. I don't know why I'm doing that with my hand. So the whole sentence is saying that he's alone and he's seeing other girls. Je ne sais pas ce qu'elles veulent, ni les phrases qu'il dit. And here, let me ask you, why is it dit and not dit? Les phrases qu'il dit. Les phrases is COD, il dit quoi? Les phrases. And it's placed before the verb. So why is it not dit? It's dit. Well, that's because dire here is conjugated in the present tense. If it was in the passé composé, then it would be dit, or more specifically, a dit. Les phrases qu'il a dites. But here it's in the present tense, so we don't change it. Les phrases qu'il dit. Je ne sais pas où je suis quelque part dans sa vie, si je compte aujourd'hui plus qu'une autre pour lui. I don't know where I am somewhere in his life, if I count more than someone else for him. Il est si près de moi, pourtant je ne sais pas comment l'aimer. Here, si means so. Il est si près de moi. He is so close to me. And again, pourtant is however. He's so close to me. However, I don't know how to love him. Or you could say, and yet, he's so close to me, and yet I don't know how to love him. Lui seul peut décider qu'on se parle d'amour ou d'amitié. So, lui seul. It's him alone. So this is really emphasizing, is that a term? Putting emphasis on him. Him alone can decide. Qu'on se parle, so on is we. We is either on or nous. On is very common and it's easy to use because it's conjugated just like il ou elle. So third person singular. That's why it is on parle. If it was nous, it would be nous parlons, but on parle. But here is on se parle. So on parle, we talk. On se parle, we talk to each other. Moi, je l'aime et je peux lui offrir ma vie. That's very dramatic. Moi, je l'aime. So that's me, I love him. So that's putting emphasis on me. So again, in English, you would say, me, I love him, and I would give him my life. So offrir ma vie would be offer my life. Lui offrir ma vie, offer my life to him. Again, lui is a pronom complément, and this time a COE because offrir ma vie à quelqu'un, offer my life to him, to someone. So remember that the pronoms complément d'objet direct are le ou la, if it's feminine, but for the COE, pronom complément d'objet indirect, it's lui. To him, to her, lui. And that's singular. If it's plural, then pronom complément d'objet direct would be les. Pronom complément d'objet indirect would be leur. Leur offrir ma vie. Offer my life to them. So if you wanted to put that together with the COD and the COE, offrir quoi à qui, offer what to whom, you could say je la lui offre. That's more complicated than what the song is saying, so don't worry too much about that. Même s'il ne veut pas de ma vie. Here, même s'il is actually même si plus il. But si and il together doesn't sound right. Si il. So you just say s'il, même s'il ne veut pas de ma vie. And here, si actually means if. Remember that earlier we had si, which meant so. Here, si means if. Même si, even if. Même s'il ne veut pas de ma vie, even if he doesn't want my life. That's getting more and more dramatic. Je rêve de ses bras, oui, mais je ne sais pas comment l'aimer. I dream of his arms, yes, but I don't know how to love him. Il a l'air d'hésiter entre une histoire d'amour ou d'amitié. Il a l'air d'hésiter. Avoir l'air means seems to. So, il a l'air d'hésiter. He seems to hesitate. entre une histoire d'amour ou d'amitié, between a story of love or friendship, so a love story or I guess a friendship story. Et je suis comme une île en plein océan. Je suis comme, être comme means to be like. Je suis comme, I am like, une île en plein océan, an island in the middle of the ocean. En plein océan, it's an expression to mean like right in the middle of the ocean, en plein océan. So I feel like an island in the middle of the ocean. But then that's kind of the point of an island, that it's surrounded by water, by the ocean. On dirait que mon cœur est trop grand. On dirait is an expression that basically means it looks like. But if you wanted to translate it directly, then it would be something like we would say. It's the verb dire, on dit, we say, on dirait, we would say that my heart is too big. But basically you would translate it as it looks like my heart is too big. On dirait que mon cœur est trop grand. Rien à lui dire, il sait bien que j'ai tout à donner. So here she's saying rien à lui dire, but it's basically je n'ai rien à lui dire. So nothing to say basically means I have nothing to say, or I have nothing to tell him. So yeah, they just put it as nothing to tell him. Il sait bien que j'ai tout à donner. So il sait bien, bien is well. So here it's he knows it well. He knows well that I have everything to give. He knows that well. Rien qu'à sourire, à l'attendre, à vouloir le gagner. So this structure is a little bit weird. I'm not sure what exactly she means here, but I'll take a guess. So sourire is to smile. À l'attendre means to wait for him. À vouloir le gagner, to want to win him or to get him. But here it's saying j'ai tout à donner, rien qu'à sourire, à l'attendre. So I think she's saying I can only smile and wait for him and want to get him or win him over. Or she's saying she has everything to give, just to smile, just to wait, just to win him over. Mais qu'elles sont tristes les nuits, le temps me paraît long. Mais qu'elles sont tristes les nuits. The sentence is inverted. So usually you would say les nuits sont tristes, the nights are sad. But here we really want to put emphasis again on how sad the nights are. So in English it would be something like how sad they are the nights. I mean, that's not really natural to say that, but I guess if you really want to put emphasis on it, how sad they are the nights. Or I guess how sad they are those nights. Well, those nights, how sad they are. I don't know if any of those would actually be used in English, but in French you can. In this case, mais qu'elles sont tristes les nuits. So remember that at the beginning of the video we said that it is third person singular. So we don't have a specific word for it in French. We just use il if it's masculine or elle if it's feminine. And here, une nuit, a night, is feminine. So that's why we use elle for une nuit. Qu'elles sont tristes les nuits. And then she goes on to say, le temps me paraît long. And I know it looks like it's together in the same sentence here, but it's separate. It's a separate part. I guess it should be a separate sentence. Qu'elles sont tristes les nuits. And then, le temps me paraît long. The time seems long, basically, is what she's saying. Again, you wouldn't really say the time is long in English. I don't think so. But I guess it seems to be taking a long time. Et je n'ai pas appris à me passer de lui. Se passer de quelqu'un, it means to do without someone. So I didn't learn to do without him. And then it's the chorus again, le refrain. Il est si près de moi, pourtant je ne sais pas comment l'aimer. Blah, blah, blah. Until the end of the song. And that was it. That was lyrics breakdown or song breakdown or lyrics explained, or I'm not sure how we're going to call this series, but I hope you liked it. And if you did and you got value out of this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you never miss a video from us. And let me know what you think of it in the comments actually, whether you like it, you think it's a good idea, but you didn't like the song, whether you don't like it at all, like the whole concept of breaking the song down and explaining it to you. And this song, I didn't actually expect it that much, but it was based a lot on pronom complément. But I should have guessed because this is very common in French. Once we talk about something or someone, we don't continuously say that person's name or that thing again and again. We just use it, just like in English. So if you're still confused about that, let me know and I can do a video about that. So I do have a video about COD and COE to understand those, but I don't really have about the pronouns, specifically le, la, les, l'apostrophe, lui, leur. So again, let me know either in the comments or via email. My email is in the description below, or DM me on Instagram. And also in the comments, write down what song you would like to see next. Or if you don't have a specific song, maybe a singer that you like, and I could do one of their songs in the next episode of the series, I guess. I don't know how to call that. I'm really excited for that. I hope you liked it. Next time, maybe we'll tackle something with short forms, because that's also very common in spoken French. For example, suis instead of je suis, I'm instead of I am. So make sure to click that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out when this video comes out. Again, give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it and share it with your family and friends who also want to learn French, or just because you think it's a fun video. As a thank you for sharing, here are 2 other videos for you. Enjoy. And actually, one of them is about COD COE. So if you didn't watch that one yet, it is a really important video. It's a really important concept in French, so make sure to watch it now. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next Sunday. Take care.